next phase of conversation, we're going to speak about really intuition and ego, because I think it's such an important topic where we have to consider sometimes are our egos speaking or is our intuition speaking. And I don't know how many of you us have felt this way, that sometimes it's more like our ego. When we really ask ourselves, who or what is really speaking, it's really our ego because it's coming in, right? We feel like we want to show off what we know. We feel like we want to show off. I see, I saw that, you didn't see that. So it's almost like the ego is talking. So what is the difference between this sense of intuition and ego?
That's a tough one. I would, because I'm always, when people talk about ego, I'm always hearing like some old sayings from Freud, for example, when he was saying about like ID and then ego and superego and so on. And from that perspective, I would say ego is kind of a space where we want to make everyone happy. We want to make happy our like, wow, we are good enough. People see us as a good enough. But at the same time, there is an intuition, right? There is a urge from somewhere deep. So I would say that the difference, the importance is that we make everyone happy. And how to make that is, again, like see things from the far, maybe stay objective and understand where are your urges and intuition coming from, kind of.
Yeah, I think for me, when I think about ego and intuition, it's what's the voice, or who's that voice speaking to, right? Are we speaking down to the person? Are we speaking to lift up the person? Are we speaking to show off, or are we speaking to show up? So that's always for me, like, are we showing off or are we showing up in the conversation? Because to me, one of the hallmarks of ego, it's where the person is just trying to show off, like, oh, I know this technique, I know that framework, I know this. And you could always sense it just by the way they are saying and just by the mannerisms. And sometimes we have this thing called humble bragging, where people claim that, the way they say, oh, no, I'm not showing off, but they are showing off. And I've seen it on LinkedIn, how people as well have kind of, do a lot of humble bragging, right? They would say, oh, it's not about what I know, it's not about who I know, but they take pictures, and then trying to show off their accolades, showing off a lot of things, right? So I often find that sometimes that ego talk, it's like the individual is not aware that ego is speaking. Yeah,
Yes.
and they think that they're being humble. They think that they are serving the community, they think they're adding value. But actually, it's a lot of ego talk, right? So,
Yes.
for example, I've recently seen some posts on social media as well. They say, oh, they claim that, oh, I'm now getting on LinkedIn, I'm getting on Instagram, I'm getting on YouTube, I'm getting on Twitter, I'm getting on wherever, and they say, oh, wow, I'm it's not for me. I'm doing this for the clients. But you could see that there's a lot of ego behind the scenes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think often what I saw often is with experienced people. Actually, that is where you need to be very careful. Like, because when you come in as a beginner's mind, okay, everything is new for you. You are humble. You are really like not coming in with the big ego until you think you know, until you think you are better than others, and why I say that's very dangerous is because sometimes I would experience how somebody would start learning to be a coach, but this person have 20 or 30 years of experience in corporate world, and when they start, they are amazing coaches. They have such a big potential because they are experienced people. They are like proud, and they are eager to learn, and because they know how learning is important, and they do learn until they think that they know better than others because they were some leaders in the corporates, and then they change from being a coach to some kind of a consultant, and it's very obvious. So I would like, even myself, sometimes when I talk to some mentees that I want to teach them coaching, I really consciously practice not to, how to keep that beginner's mind, and just, it requires practice. It's like you need to sometimes set an intention. We are all humans, so very, very important.
Yeah, I like what you mentioned about setting the intention. So to really avoid us from moving into the space of ego, it's to really set the intention. What are we doing this? What are we doing this? And sometimes because we have been coaching for so long, we have allowed the other part of us to come in, which is the so-called expert part of us or the more experienced part of us, and it just creates a lot more, uh, like devalue to the client because our individuals come in, and sometimes
Yes.
because we see little successes in our clients' world and we think that we are on the right track. So to me, even if the clients experience success, it's very important for us to kind of tell us, let's go back to the start again, right? Do not let that success uh kind of overwhelm you, because just because your client has a breakthrough today, do not take that as like, oh, I'm a very good coach now, right? Use that as a learning platform to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. So to me, it's that you're only as good as your new conversation, right? Your past successes doesn't mean that you are a great coach. And greatness is not what you do. Greatness is who you are, and really going back to finding who you are. I think that's key.
Yes.
Yeah.
And finding that we are, as a coaches, only a channel for our clients to get to there where they
Destination.
should come. Right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And I,
Amazing.
I think it's also important for us to realize that we're not the guru, right? We're also not that expert. And I always like to say that, it's important for the signpost to know that they are not the destination, but they are a sign and signal to point people to the right direction. So if the signpost thinks that they're the destination, the people will never achieve the greatness as well. So if we allow our egos to come in, we rob our clients, our learners, our leaders to achieve the best that they could be. So that's what I always believe in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's practice that on daily
Yeah.
basis.
Yeah, let's practice that. So, if you like this video series about intuition, ego, why is intuition, what's intuition for you, and you would like to find out more, right, I encourage you to engage me and Matej as well to take your conversation to the next step, right? Because you know what, both of us have been doing coaching for some time, and if you're thinking about, hey, I would like to learn coaching or I like to be coached, so I encourage you to just drop us a message in the comment section below. Say that, hey, can I have some coaching from you guys, right? We're more than happy to get you on board and get started, because coaching, it's not just an investment in dollars and cents, but it's an investment in your life. And we truly believe in this, that as a coach, you need to walk a journey with your clients. So if you are ready to get on board this journey to experience transformation in your life, take the chance, right? Take the distinct step forward as we explore true transformation, true transformative coaching with you.
So beautiful. Everyone is welcome, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll catch you soon in our next video series. So stay tuned and subscribe to our channels.